All right, hey, this is Brandon Ryan from Cakewalk, and we're here at NAMM 2010 with Producer's Edge, and I'm just going to show you some of the new things we have going on for the NAMM show. So, as you guys have probably seen before, we've got our VS700 system, which of course is the control surface and audio interface with Phantom Synth and full productions system, which we debuted at a couple of AESs ago. It's also the V-Studio 100 over here, which we debuted earlier in 2009. Kind of the baby brother. The portable version has an SD card recorder in it, allows you to tweak plugins and effects right here from your own little act section. It's also a 8x2 digital mixer with built-in compression and EQ. So the idea with this, of course, if you haven't seen it before, is that you can take it with you wherever you go, pop in an SD card, record right into it, and then pick it up, plug it into your DAW. It's got a very, very smooth 100mm touch-sensitive motorized fader, transport controls. And the cool thing is it can act as a high-quality interface, but you can take it with you and act as a digital mixer, play your backing tracks off of the wave recorder, the SD card, right down there. Really high quality ins and outs, and comes with a version of Sonar and also some really great plugins like the VX64, PX64, I'm sorry, VX64 and Dimension LE, Rapture LE, drums, all kinds of stuff. So those are the audio interfaces, but one of the really cool new things we have, and I'm going to show you this with some of the new things in Sonar 8.5, is the new A Pro series of keyboards. This is the A500 Pro. There's also the A300, which is a 32 key. The A500 is a 49 key, as you can see, and the A800 is a 61 key. They all have the same controls and the same interface. Nice thing, if you're a Sonar user, you can just hit this Act button, and this will automatically put everything into Act mode so that you can control any of your instruments and effects right from the keyboard. Now, knobs and sliders. So we got 9 knobs, we got 9 sliders. We've got some pads here that are dynamically lit up. So when you hit them, they're also touch sensitive as well. So you can get into some. We're playing Session Drummer 3 here from Sonar 8.5. We got a Stephen Slade Zeppelin kit up. So really, really nice dynamic velocity sensitive pads to play right from the keyboard as well. We got transport controls, really, really nice sliders. There's actually a 10 key here for punching in direct sound. So whatever sound you have, you need to get to sound 27, you can punch in 27 and get to it right from here. There's a MIDI interface on the side if you want to control something other than soft synths. Maybe you want to control rack mount modules or something, you can do that. Expression pedal, hold pedal. It can be powered right off of USB, or you can also power it off of a wall supply. It's got drivers for Snow Leopard, it's got drivers for Windows 7, 64-bit, 32-bit, so all the latest operating systems and everything. And just showing you, I got a couple other instruments up. We'll switch over to true pianos. Now, one of the nice things about this is the feel of the keyboard. I mean, the thing about this is that it's not like some kind of cheesy USB controller with these really loud kind of clicky keys that don't give you much response. The biggest thing about this, I mean, there's all the features and there's all the driver support and everything, but the best thing about this is truly the feel of it. It's a genuine Roland keyboard bed. It's tried and true. It's been used on many, many keyboards, so it feels like a real keyboard. First time I got one, I sat down and was playing it for a half hour before I even thought about it, because it just feels really nice action, very solid, nice feedback, very quiet, very quality kind of feel. The whole thing actually has that feel, from the knobs to the sliders, the build quality. So you can talk about all the features you want, but it's an instrument first and foremost, and just because it's a USB controller playing virtual instruments, it shouldn't feel like a computer peripheral, it should feel like an instrument, and this really does. So that's the thing. And it's also got your knobs and sliders. Just turn down just a little bit and I'll blow you away. And you got your knobs and sliders are attached to everything. And I know that this is going to be cut off in resonance, and it's showing me on the controller, rotary 1, rotary 2. because of the ACT function. So when you enable ACT in Sonar, you know that all your knobs and sliders are automatically going to be mapped to whatever's up in the foreground. So it's got a really nice keyboard feel that's kind of a hybrid. So, you know, it's unweighted, but so it's nice for leads and organs and stuff. But, you know, you also get into a piano, and it's also got a nice feel for that. So also can do splits and layers, and so it's really, really nice. And this will be available around April. There's going to be 3 flavors of it, as I mentioned: the 300, the 500, and the 800. And again, so, and you know, using kind of segueing over to Sonar 8.5, some of the new things, as I mentioned, we've got the Session Drummer 3, which has all new drum kits and things. I can play a little bit of some of these patterns in here for you. Fully animated interface, mixing console here, all these different patterns from, these are all patterns from Steven Slate, live drummers. It's all processed basically so that you can get a processed drum sound right off the bat, and you can process it further. There's also a lot of there's dry kits in here as well from Sonic Reality and Smart Loops. There's also electronic kits and all the rhythm drum kits that were sampled at the Roland Museum. So there's real, genuine, new, dry samples of TR-808s, 909s, those kinds of things, and very, very genuine Roland sounds. Nice thing too is there's a thing called the PX64, which I'll just drop in and just give you a quick look at. We'll go to our channel strip multi-effects and bring up the PX64 percussion strip. This is designed exactly for drums and working with drums. So you've got a saturated input for tube saturation, which glows when you're getting tube saturation. You have a very, very cool transient shaper that gives you weight and decay, so you can add a lot of boom or take room noise in or out of a drum sound. You can just define the color of it. So whether it's kind of bright or deep, so you could extend like an 808 kick really deep, or take the room out of an acoustic kick. It's got a really nice compressor that's designed specifically for drums, expander designed specifically for drums, an EQ that has vintage and classic modes for 2 of the bands, and then a delay for doing kind of like maybe delayed percussion or electronic sounds. You can mess around with the routing here, route into the modules any way you want. Really nice thing is that when you move a knob, it tells you exactly what that knob does. So if you're kind of a novice at working with drums, you can use one of the really useful presets that are in here, or you can say, well, I'm going to turn this. What's this do? This is the level at which compression begins. That's what threshold means. And you'll see feedback right on the interface itself. Power button there, and then on the output you also have tube saturation. So you have a tube stage on the input and the output. So really, really powerful plugin.